The Talk of the Town email newsletter is a great way to get the most from Talk of the Town, and it's free. The newsletter includes a week's worth of recipes, a list of upcoming guests and segments on the show, details of fun events, happenings around town, and special product offerings such as the Talk of the Town cookbook. Subscribe now and start receiving our newsletter every Friday afternoon. Here's how. Go to our website at newschannel5.com, visit the Talk of the Town section, and follow the easy directions. The Talk of the Town email newsletter, just for you from News Channel 5.
Celebrity photographer Raeanne Rubenstein has taken some photographs of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. She's captured the likes of everyone from Muhammad Ali to John Lennon to Dustin Hoffman, just to name a very, very few. And now Raeanne is taking her talents in a new direction in the form of an internet magazine for women called Dish. And we're delighted to have her joining us on Talk of the Town today to tell us a lot more about it. I got lost in it this morning, reading, having so much fun with it that I almost missed a deadline. So you can tell this really is working well. It's so great.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Tell me about the idea of an internet magazine and how is it different from a paper magazine that we might subscribe to?
Well, apart from the fact that when you're actually reading the magazine, you can turn pages. We have navigation that does that. Or instead of having to search all over a magazine to find the part you're interested in, you can just click on a story title on the table of contents or the cover, and you just go right there.
Yeah. How did you get this idea?
Well, when I moved to Nashville from Manhattan, I had to face challenges I was not familiar with. I had to buy a house, which was something I had never done. I lived in an apartment. I had to buy a car, also something I didn't know anything about. And I realized that there was no real media available to me to teach me the things I really needed to know about those things. So I thought, well, here's an area where I can actually do something to help other women like myself that are having a terrible time being informed about important decisions. And I thought, I'm going to start a magazine for women like myself who not only love fashion, celebrities, but also need to know certain important information so that they can live their lives well. And that was my inspiration. And
you can really find it all. Lots of celebrity dish, lots of fun stuff, but also some really useful information too. Why don't we go to the web? We'll take a look at what you'll find when you go to dishmag.com. This is the cover right here. And it really, I mean, it looks just like a real magazine, but it's on the web.
Yes, that was our idea, was to not do a website per se. See, there's our navigation.
So let's turn the page and see what we see. Okay, so we got their table of contents. What kinds of things are in this edition? This is just on the web yesterday, right?
That's right. We have an exciting story about Patsy Cline. They found 21 intimate letters she wrote that have never been seen before. We have a story about Elvis Presley. We have several really thrilling fashion stories from the Metropolitan Museum of Art rock style opening. We have the VH1 Fashion Awards. But we also have columns of which we're particularly proud that have to do with auto purchase and repair, advice for women, investing advice for women, home purchase and repair, advice for women, once again, as well as home style, fashion, beauty advice.
So just about anything you'd need in addition to all those fun celebrity things that are so neat to read, you can find it in there.
That's right. We try and be the magazine that women could go to find out many, many things that they need to know instead of having to go to 20 magazines to find out what they need to know. One
thing that I found very interesting as I was looking through it this morning is it's a great opportunity for you to showcase some of the fabulous photographs that you've taken of all these stars over the years. There's a kind of a retrospective of fashion in there. I'm not sure if we can find that on the web right now. Maybe we can look for that. But fashions from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, right?
Yep. It's really amazing because in the years when I started my career, I never dreamed that I would be publishing a magazine in which I could use my own pictures to illustrate certain of the stories. And obviously, since I'm the editor, I'm interested in the people that I've known through the years. So I tend to want to feature them in the magazine.
Yeah. You're targeting women, obviously, with this, but you're finding, as folks email you back and say, I'm really loving Dish, that men are liking it as well.
Absolutely. We've gotten some emails from some men who've said, gee, you know, I never wanted to admit that I didn't know this. But I really want you to know that I appreciate the fact that now I know it. You know, you told me about this and I didn't want to admit it.
Yeah. What's the significance of this being based in Nashville?
Well, I think it's because Nashville has everything that I want at this point in my life, which is that I can have a house, which is something that I wanted, and a car, but also there's a celebrity base here, a film base here. It's a wonderful place to live. We have a winning football team.
How about that?
Yes.
Proud of that.
Yes, I'm very glad for Nashville, and I'm glad to be here.
And you'll have the opportunity to use some Nashville folks in this. I know some of the writers' names I recognize as some of the best writers in Nashville.
Thank you.
And Nashville people being interviewed, but it's not country music, even though the Judds are on the cover.
Absolutely not. Dish Mag actually has a Nashville City section. It's called City, but we also plan to extend it to have other cities featured. And we're not country music oriented. We try and find things anywhere in the world, but that is appropriate to our lifestyle here.
Let's tell you what, we've got some of the other covers too. Why don't we take a look at those as we continue to talk about how do you get in on this? Now, when you go to the web, what do you do?
Well, you go to Dish Mag, www. As David Letterman always says, www.dishmag.com.
Okay.
And you find the cover, and if you're interested in the stories on the cover, you click on them. You go inside to the table of contents, you find what's interesting, and you go there, or you turn the pages.
And is it something you subscribe to?
It's absolutely free.
Wow. That's a deal.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, if you'd like to check it out, it's Dish Mag. Just go to our website at newschannel5.com and we will link you to it. It's really an interesting thing to read and probably the wave of the future. You're right on the crest of what's coming up in the new millennium. That's great.
We think so.
That's great.
We're happy that we can update it every day.
Yeah, that's pretty neat too.
Yes.
That'll be interesting. So there's a good reason to check it out and see what they've added. Some good contests and lots of other things coming up too. Raeanne, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Meryl.
And there's still more Talk of the Town to come. Up next in our Kids Count segment, the parent partners share some of their favorite fun and inexpensive things to do with the kids. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you'd like more information on anything you've seen on today's show, call our Talk of the Town hotline, 737-TOTT. That's 737-8688. Or visit our website at newschannel5.com.
The gift registry at